Right guys, I got hot. the cardi had to come off. It's really warming up now, it's lovely, it's really nice. The birds are out, the sun's out, go on, off you go. Very little wind where I am, I'm protected by all the trees around me. This is lovely. When you come to a little clearing and the sun comes through the trees, it's really warm. So I'm in the best place at the moment. Ooh, there we go. Right, something I was going to run past you guys, and it's to do with air shows. The very first air show I ever went out to was with my granddad. My granddad came across and picked me up. My granddad lived in Newmarket then. He came and picked me up and he took me to an air show, and it was an air show at a place called Waterbeach, which was just outside Cambridge. It's an old RAF base. It's long gone now, it's not there anymore. But that's the very first air show I went to. That would have been in 1973, 74, somewhere around there. So I was only a youngster, and that was really good. Now, a couple of things of note at this actual air show that really impressed me. The first one was there was an English Electric Lightning. That was a fighter jet. And this thing came down the flight line. I think it actually just took off. It throttled off down the runway, and then the bloke pulled back on the stick and this thing went up like a missile. It went straight up in the sky. Afterburners on. My chest was vibrating with the afterburners. The vibration was phenomenal. Your ribs were rattling. It was that loud. It was fantastic. And then another thing that I saw there, and that's the first time I'd ever actually seen them in the flesh, was the red arrows. And that was really good. And they made me jump out my skin, because they did this thing where they split up and then came back again. And I didn't see this red arrow coming back, and it flew right over the top of me, and that made me jump. My grandfather saw me jump as well, and he burst out laughing. Yeah, I nearly jumped out my skin when this thing flew over. That was really good. And that was the first air show I ever went to, and the very last show I ever went to, I took my granddad to. And that was fantastic. So how the tables were turned. I went and picked my granddad up, and I took him. He was in, where was he then? He was in Newmarket then. I went and picked him up from Newmarket, and I took him to Shuttleworth. And I don't know if any of you have ever been to Shuttleworth, but it's more for the older type of aircraft, the First World War, Second World War aircraft, prop-driven aircraft. And there was an air show there, and that was fantastic. There's only one thing that wasn't so good, was my grandfather was not as interested then as he was when I was younger. And we hadn't been there, we got there mid-morning, and it got to dinner time, and we went and had a cup of coffee and some cake in the shop. And my grandfather turned around to me and said, "When you're ready." And I said, "Yeah, when I'm ready, what do you mean?" He said, "I'm ready to go. Whenever you want to go, just let me know." He said, "I'm ready." And I thought, flipping heck. It cost me a fortune to get in. That was their main air display of the year. And we'd only been there probably 2 hours, and he wanted to go already. So we did go, but not straight away. We stayed there for another couple of hours. So I got most of the air show. But I've never seen the whole thing, because yeah, my granddad wanted to go home. I'd like to go back and do the whole air show. I might do that as April. I didn't do it as April at the time, but I'd love to do it as April. Something else at Shuttleworth, if you've ever been there, there's the Swiss garden, and I love it. It's a fantastic garden. It's so well set up, and that's right beside the airfield. So you go into the airfield, but you can buy tickets to go into the Swiss garden as well. And I've done that, and that is spectacular, guys. So if you've never been over there, even when they haven't got an air show on, just go there. You can have a look around the aircraft and all the hangars, and they're always running aircraft up and pushing them in and out of the hangars. But also the gardens are absolutely spectacular. So give it a look. You would not be upset at all. It's a really good place to go. Right, I'm going to sign out, guys, and I shall speak to you later. Bye bye.